Hi guys, it's Ray here from Just for Keepers, sometimes called J4K. Now, in this quick video, it's going to be about finger-safe gloves or non-finger-safe gloves. You know, should you recommend your goalkeeping child or goalkeeper to wear finger-safe goalkeeping gloves? Now, before I explain that, I want to apologise about the sunlight coming through this window here today. It's reflecting off my baldy head. So if you've got to wear sunglasses to watch this video, I do apologise in advance. So I must get asked this question 20,000 times a year. Hey Ray, do you recommend finger-safe goalkeeping gloves? And the answer is yes and no, okay, yes. But without sitting on the fence, you'll understand why I say yes and no in a moment. So the reason why I say no, okay, is because of the development of the goalkeepers' fingers, especially the young goalkeepers, because please listen to what I'm going to say here now. If a young goalkeeper is wearing finger-safe gloves all the time, what happens is for a percentage, so when the shot comes in, the finger spines are doing the job for the goalkeeper, if that makes sense. So whether it's 1%, 5%, 20%, when that shot comes in, because of the support of the finger spines, that's actually doing the job for the goalkeeper. So what happens there is the goalkeeper's fingers are not getting a chance to develop because the goalkeeping gloves are doing a bit of the work for them, if that makes sense. Now, this has happened many times, not many times, it's happened more than enough times where a goalkeeper has come to me with the hand in a cast, and I've gone and said, what's happened there? And he said, and a shot's come. So basically, these are goalkeepers that have always wore finger-safe goalkeeping gloves. And what's happened is, for whatever reason, they actually never wore the finger-safe gloves in training or in a game situation. The shots come in, and what's happening? Their mind still thinks the finger-safe gloves are on, if that makes sense. So they're like a bit blasé about it, and because the finger-safe gloves are not on, and the mind thinks the finger-safe gloves are on, you break your finger, okay, yeah? Sounds a bit weird, guys, but I'm really into the mind, okay? So that's happened a good few times for some of the students that I've helped over the years. And even the students and the parents have actually said to me, do you know what, Ray? I think it's because I never wore my finger-safe gloves, that's why my fingers broke. But they're blaming because they never wore the finger-safe gloves, that's why the fingers broke. And I'm like, yeah, you're right and you're wrong. The reason why you probably broke your finger is because, yeah, you never wore your finger-safe glove, but your fingers are weak because you're always wearing finger-safe gloves, if that makes sense. So, and if you ask most goalkeeping coaches that know what they're talking about, they'll also say as well, listen, they're not a big fan of finger-safe goalkeeping gloves. So, me personally, no, I don't think you should be wearing finger-safe goalkeeper gloves unless for a few other reasons. Now, you might be a parent to say, listen, Ray, you know, you might be brainwashed with the greatest respect by all the promotions and the advertisements, and you might just say, but Ray, I want that added protection for my child, which I do understand and I get that. So this is what I recommend you do. Let your goalkeeping child, okay, train with non-finger-safe goalkeeper gloves, okay, yeah? So what's happening there? So they're getting the opportunity to actually let their fingers develop. And now look, they're going to bend the fingers back, they're going to jar the fingers, it's going to hurt, okay, yeah? But I know it sounds crazy. Sometimes, well, as goalkeepers, you need to jar your finger back because your mind then goes, that hurts. And then that, obviously, when the next shot comes in, you're super focused because you don't want it to hurt again. So I know it sounds crazy. Sometimes, as I say, you know, that actually helps with the development of the strength in your fingers when you actually do jar your fingers back, okay? So again, what I'd really recommend you do is make sure that your goalkeeper child trains in non-finger-safe goalkeeping gloves, okay? But when it comes to match situations, then put finger-safe goalkeeping gloves on, because now you've got strong fingers with the support of the goalkeeper gloves. You've not got weak fingers with the goalkeeping gloves, if that makes sense. So by doing it that way, you're giving the fingers a chance to develop by wearing non-finger-safe goalkeeping gloves, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Also, the other time when I would say use finger-safe gloves if you've come back from an injury. So I know a lot of goalkeepers, and I've done this myself, where you've jarred a finger or dislocated a finger or broke a finger. And what happens then is you get goalkeeping gloves that have the ability to have finger spines in. And what happens is, so let's say, for example, I've broke this little pinky. What happens is, which I have done by the way, and I've actually broke this little pinky as well, as you can see, the right angle of it. So what I did is when I was coming back from injury, I just put the finger spine just in my little pinky because I didn't, because I just wanted that additional support while I was coming back from injury, if that makes sense. So that's me personally, that's the only time when I would say use finger-safe goalkeeping gloves is when you've come back from an injury and you just want that added support. So whether or not you put all the finger spines in, okay, just for a few weeks until you get your confidence back, or you might just put one finger spine in, obviously just to give that, broken, the finger that was broken, that extra support. That's the only time, I'll be honest with you, I would recommend wearing Fingersave goalkeeping gloves. So I hope that helps. So again, without sitting on the fence, I'd say yes and no. Okay, yeah. Really, again, it's going to overemphasize. Really, I would say don't wear Fingersave goalkeeping gloves, to be honest with you. Again, let the hands develop, let the hands be strong. So the goalkeeper is relying on their hands rather than the goalkeeping gloves. Okay, that's really important. But if you're adamant, you're like, no, look, I want the protection for when they're playing, in case players stand on the back of the fingers or stand, the opposing players are nasty and are standing on the back of the fingers. I understand why you'd want to do that as a parent. So then I would say, well, listen, train with non-Fingersave goalkeeping gloves, but wear Fingersave gloves just for the match situations, if that makes sense. And that way then you've got strong fingers in a strong glove that gives some support and protection, and that's the best of both worlds. And then I'd say that allows the hands to develop. And as I say, if you're coming back from injury, that's when I would use the Fingersave goalkeeping gloves, whether you use all the spines in them or just the one to protect the injured finger that's coming back from injury. That's the only time I would recommend using Fingersave gloves. So I hope that helps. Again, any questions, guys? Or if you're watching this on YouTube, put your comments below as well. Again, offer your help and advice. If there's anything that I've missed out on, put it below. Whether you agree or disagree with what I say, not a problem. I'm a big boy. Put it below as well. Again, please put your feedback in as well. To help obviously people that have come through to this video or social media or website, wherever you've watched this video from. Okay, so I hope this helps. Have a great day or great night wherever you are. All the best.